How's it going, traders? It's Papa Wall Street back with another weekend review. Today we're going to look at my top day trading momentum stocks that I watch on a week in, week out basis. So if you like this video, make sure to hit that like button below. And if you like my content, make sure to subscribe to my channel to get these actionable chart updates as they come out. If you can, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about these chart videos. Also, if you feel I'm talking too slow, feel free to watch this on 1.5 speed to level up. And keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I'm merely doing this for educational purposes only. So now let's dig into the charts. All right, so here we are looking at Apple, and you could see we had a death cross back here in May. We had a gap down last week or the week prior to last, another gap down this week on Monday, and it just looks really, really weak, right? If we see, let's see, we have somewhat of a falling wedge here. So definitely keeping a close eye on Apple. I have been day trading it to the downside this past couple of weeks, along with Tesla. Those are the two names that I really like, that I know really well. And yeah, I mean, this just looks really weak. I mean, if we draw out some levels here, 135 was a pretty big level. It's very possible we're headed back down to 122 here. You'll have some intermediate levels, maybe like around 128, but I think under 135, if we continue to hold under this level, I think 128, 122, possibly 118, maybe 116 to come in the coming weeks and months. I mean, you could see how RSI here on 50 has been acting as resistance. So yeah, Apple just looking really weak here. Not that much demand to the upside. Let's take a look at AMD. Yeah, AMD lost 82.50. Been watching this level for quite some time. We finally lost it. Tried to recover back over it towards the end of Friday, but unable to get over. And so now I think if we hold under 82.50, then I think 73.94 will come to the downside. You could see how this is acting as support for most of 2020 into the third quarter, fourth quarter of 2021. So I do believe that is where we're headed next, holding under a declining 50 simple moving average and obviously under our 200 simple moving average. So looking pretty weak here on AMD. Let's take a look at Amazon post split. It's looked pretty weak here. I think, we're all watching like 102.45, 102.50, that level, I think is pretty important. I think under that, we're going to probably watch 100, and under 100, we'll have some levels. So stay tuned. I'll probably put out some levels on Amazon this week. But yeah, Amazon just looking really weak like the rest of the market. And obviously, the split just did not help at all. So yeah, keep a close eye on Amazon. Short under 100 could work really, really well. Take a look at Crowd. Now, Crowd's tried to hold up here. We are at the bottom of this broadening formation that I have drawn out here. So, yeah, tried to bounce here towards the second half of last week, but we're holding over 156. I think if we continue to hold over 156, I would be targeting 172 to the upside. Here's Datadog. Tried to get back over 110 last week, failed miserably. As you can see, all these failures into 110 here on Datadog. And that sent us right back down to the prior lows. So watching to see if that is a potential double top or up here, maybe double top right here. Stop. Or does it turn into a double bottom, right? Potential bottom here. We won't know until we break back over 110, but right now it looks like we're going to trade in this range. If we hold 82, I think we could target 100 back up to the upside for a counter trend rally, but I would just watch this declining 50 simple moving average. Next up is Google. I was watching this to short under, I think 2100. We just didn't get the thrust move that I was looking for underneath. I was actually looking to short this under 2100 down to around 2025. But on Thursday and Friday, we just bounced off that level. So watch for 2100 to the downside on Google this coming week. Here's Goldman Sachs, another one that I'm watching to the downside. This one I'm watching under 278. I think this could be a good short to the downside under 278. I mean, it just looks weak like the rest of the market, financials that is. You can see falling wedge just dropped to the downside, tried to break back into that falling wedge and lost it. So watch 278.58 to the downside. Here's HD. A lot of these trade plans that I'm deleting, they just did not come to fruition. I was looking for a counter trend rally this week after FOMC, excuse me, uh, after FOMC on Wednesday. We just didn't get it. We got that 1 day pop and then we just dropped. So Home Depot here also losing this falling wedge to the downside, looking pretty weak. I would say short can work under 269.90. Here's Microsoft, another stock that just looks weak. We did lose 250, which was a level that I've been watching. We are holding within this wedge here. So potential relative strength here in Microsoft. Let's see what level we can watch to the downside. I think, possibly 242. Under 242, you could see, let's see, back here, 237. Yeah, you could see a move down to possibly 237. Microsoft is a slow moving stock, so it's doesn't have as much risk to the upside and to the downside. It doesn't have that much intraday volatility. So just watch these key levels here on Microsoft. Here's NVIDIA, another one that's looked pretty weak. Watching that 1618 off this B wave here at 160.98. We failed at that level. I think to the downside, possibly, let's see what levels we have here. I think 152, under 152.86. I would definitely target 150 and then possibly 140 to the downside on NVIDIA. Another one that just looks absolutely weak. Here's Shopify, another one in free fall, riding this 50 simple moving average to the downside. I would watch pullbacks to the 50, right? If you get a pullback to that 50 simple moving average, maybe a counter trend rally up to it, I think that's very shortable off of that level. I would just say watch this move back up. And let's see, that will probably be right at around 400, maybe slightly over 400. For now, we're trading within a $300 to $400 range, right? But underneath 300, very shortable. A bounce over 300, I think it can bring it back up to 400 for a trade to the upside. And last but not least is Tesla. Been watching this trade for many, many, many weeks now, and I think we're still headed to our prior wave 4 low, which is right at my target zone at that 1382 extension off of this WX wave here at 521. I'm giving it a wide berth because it is volatile, so anywhere from 500 to 550 can come, I would say, within the next 2 to 3 weeks, depending on if we get a counter trend rally next week. If we do get a counter trend rally next week, then I would push that target zone out maybe a couple of more weeks. But key levels I'm watching, 700. I think if we get back over 700, 745, 773 to the upside. If we fail at 700, I think we can take this right back down to 627. If we lose 627, 600 to the downside. All right, that's my top day trading momentum stocks that I'm watching for next week. These are pretty much the names that I watch day in, day out, every week, give or take a name or two. Sometimes I'll add a new name in it if it looks good, or I'll take some of these names off, like a CrowdStrike or a Datadog, if I feel like they're just stuck in the range. So take care, everybody. Remember, tomorrow's Juneteenth. We have that Monday off. Markets are closed, so I will catch you in the markets again on Tuesday.